Chewy. What's up, everybody? I cannot do that. Welcome to another episode of the Lazy Source Podcast. More marketplace news for you today. If we have time, we'll answer some questions. What do we do? So there's a big thing. I'm not going to bury the lead here. We have finished vendor payouts. They are 100% done and working. We've tested it many times. So that's really big news. I probably should have some notes up for this, and I don't. So let me get on that real quick.
Really prepared.
Hey, I got a dog today. She's really cute. I'll show you guys a picture of her too.
I knew that was coming up. Guys, I'm not going to bury the lead today. I got a dog.
Hey, dude. She's adorable.
She's a patootie cutie patootie.
All right, really quick, we're going to run through the changelog here for you guys. A critical funds processing error in which the marketplace transaction fees were calculated including tax and shipping has been fixed. Transaction fees are now calculated after tax and shipping has been deducted, resulting in approximately 1% more of the funds received by the vendor rather than the market. So we were doing essentially bad math, and the market was taking 1% more than it should have been from the vendors, essentially. So that's fixed, which is good because that means you guys get more money. Vendors are now able to place products on sale. This will actually demo at some point tonight. Vendors, so all you have to do, simply add a list price higher than the current price, and then the list price should reflect the typical pricing. So if it's a $10 item, the list price should be $10. And then if it's on sale for $9, then you'd make the price $9. When an item is not on sale, only price should be used. And that's a little confusing. So when something's not on sale, you don't use list price at all, even though that's the normal price of the item. And you just use the regular price. Now, I'm going to make that easier at some point, but that's the way it works right now. And what was important was that it works, and it works. So that's how that works. If you couldn't keep up with me there audibly, the changelog is on the website at market.makerremix.com. Free shipping is now checked by default on digital products. It was not before, and that was a bummer because 99.9% of the time there is not going to be any shipping related charges on digital products. So it's now checked by default on digital products. When a customer purchases a product, they now have the option to leave a review on the orders page. So before, if you wanted a customer to leave a review for you, you'd have to get them back to the item on the market, that can be a feat to accomplish. So now when the customer finishes placing an order, a little thing pops up that's like, leave a review, like on the order page, which is really nice. So just a nice little shortcut to try to get you guys some more reviews on your products. On the product creation page, category search has been replaced with cascading checkboxes. I thought this one was really important. We've already found since the big reset, the big data loss, that a lot of product categories are not being chosen correctly. And one of the things we did to rectify this, or at least help you guys along in the right direction, is before you had to type in and guess at what category your thing would end up belonging in. Now it's just one click and a big cascading list of checkboxes pops up. So there's little drop down arrows and you just get more and more specific until you find where your product belongs, check the box, and you're done. So much easier than it was before. So if you haven't checked that out, make sure you do so. Ton of CSS fixes here in the final days. Social icons, search bar, pricing page, sidebar features, product listing, hover and photo, category page, wish list, vendor storefronts, access information, email confirmations, and error texts have all received major or minor CSS fixes. So things should be looking a lot better just visually. Undefinable variable error fixed on vendor document submission. We were having an issue processing vendor documents. So if it took us a long time to get to yours, that's why. that error has been resolved. We're back up to back up to speed on that. New higher quality default vendor photo and cover photos have been crafted and applied. So anybody who signs up now is getting a nicer default. Unfortunately, anybody who signed up before has the old default, which wasn't very nice, but you should be replacing those anyway. Make sure if you have a vendor storefront and you're on the founder's plan, that you choose an appropriate profile and banner image. And we actually have some files for you guys on that to make that easier on you as well. And we'll talk about that a little later on also. And last but not least, feature lists. That list recommended vendors now displays the vendor name as a link. So like our, favorite vendors at MakerREMIX, and there's like a list of vendors. It didn't actually show the name. Now it does. So that's that. Not on this list, we have the vendor payout system, which is technically done. Both Matt and Kyle have successfully made withdrawals. That said, there are a few things that are going to be changed. Right now, there is a 1-week timer on funds. So if you make a sale, you have to wait a week to pull that money out. After a week, those funds go from your total balance and get added to your available balance. So week 1, you sell $100, it goes to total balance, available balance is 0. Week 2, your available balance becomes 100 because that week 1 sale finally went through. And if you sell another $100, then that's going to get added to your total balance. So now your total balance is going to be 200 and your available balance is going to be 100. And that is to protect sellers and protect the marketplace. Because if somebody's coming in and they sell 5,000 pairs of laser safety eyeglasses, right, and then just bail, they just cash out and see ya, and they never ship anything, there's no recourse for that. So locking the funds to make sure that people are actually getting the goods in a reasonable time frame and then releasing the funds is a surefire way to protect against that. And it's something everybody does. It's not a thing that you're only going to find here. Literally everybody does it. It's very commonplace.
Even Shopify and other like online places do that because the exact same thing. People could use it to like launder money otherwise and other weird stuff.
Yep. Exactly.
Amazon, for example, for pro level sellers or like really high tier sellers, even have to wait 2 weeks on a rolling basis.
Yeah. Right now it's set to 1 week. By the time the grand opening comes, and we'll talk about the rollout schedule as well, it will be 2. It will be 2 weeks on that. I actually need to pull up audio because I had asked about a couple other things, and I just want to let you guys know what we're working on. So there's another thing here. The minimum withdrawal amount is going to be $25. So if you don't have $25 in your account, you can't withdraw it. Again, just kind of like a basic thing. If we let people withdraw $1 at a time, like 90% of that is going to go to the borderless fee, and you're not going to get any money, and we're not going to get any money, and that doesn't make any sense. So $25 minimum. Additionally, the beneficiary is responsible for paying transfer fees in order to bring your funds out of the marketplace and into your bank account, which is, again, very traditional way to do it. That's the way you're going to see it everywhere else. Currently, you cannot see the fee before you withdraw, and that's a problem. So the devs are currently working on a system where you will see the requested payout amount, the fee for withdrawing it, and the amount you will receive in your bank account. It's a very simple addition, and they say that development is already on the way for that. So that should be added very, very soon. That said, it is working. So if you want to blindly guess, you can try withdrawing funds. I'm talking to you, Gulf Coast. But if you'd rather wait for the full experience, you're welcome to do that as well. But it is technically working. Did you guys get your funds today? Specifically, Matt, I think, was one of the first ones.
No, so it's going to be delivered tomorrow on the 30th, it said. So pretty much what happened is last night we did it at like 1 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
So it said it's going to be, which really 1 a.m. is technically today. So basically it's going to be like a 24-hour
Cool.
Yeah, it's a calendar rollover
Like
thing.
Good to know, and not
processing
too
thing.
bad on waiting. A lot of places are 3 to 5 days,
Nah.
so a day is not terrible.
It would be the equivalent of like when you use PayPal and it's like, do you want instant for extra cash or do you just want to wait a day and pay nothing? Like,
Yeah.
pay nothing. Thank you.
Not that this will be nothing, but it's still
Yeah,
coming
you know
pretty
what I'm
quick.
saying.
Yeah,
It's
I do.
it's a
I get it.
borderless fee.
It's
not really
always
anything
never
we can do
nothing.
about it anyway.
There's no chance that it's nothing anywhere.
Yeah, I know, totally. I think that is it since the last episode of the
That's
show.
all. In 1 week.
It's
That's
quite
all.
a bit, and most of that stuff, guys, is the
Like-
remainder of what we needed to begin the soft launch. So that's where we're at right now. We have a couple tickets left. Let me just scan through those really quick and make sure there's nothing huge. The IAT error involved payouts. It should be resolved at this point. I want to talk to the devs and make sure they don't see anything on their end. Remember that malfunction error we were getting when we were trying to initiate withdrawals? I haven't seen that. But they've also added the timer code back in. So I want to make sure that that's fixed. We're also, so when you're adding your tax ID number, whether that's your social security number or your EIN, if you type that in with dashes, it will fail the connection. It'll cause the connection to error out. And it won't tell you why, which is really annoying. So I've asked them to have it tell you why. So they're working on that. And additionally, we have removed the ability to add dashes to your tax ID number. So that field will no longer accept anything except numerical values. So that should resolve that. And yep, we covered that. Timer on funds. Vendors now have I think we mentioned this last week, but vendors don't have any means to process refunds without our direct intervention, like manual direct intervention. I don't particularly like that. We've been tossing some ideas around on how to deal with that. None of that should affect you guys as vendors. At the end of the day, you're going to hit refund and it will do it. Whether it does it quickly or slowly may depend on the vendor. It may depend on the purchase. I don't know. We're going to talk about it. We have some stuff to sort out there. Right now, when you request a refund, we get a notification and we go in and issue the refund. And 99% of the time, that's not required. So we'll have to figure out how to section off that 1% where we are getting notified that there's some intervention required, but the other 99%, you guys just hit the button and it does it. So we're going to talk some more about that. That doesn't need to be done right now. The current system is functional and works. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it, especially right now when we're trying to launch. You guys are still going to get the ability to add submenus on your storefront. So you'll be able to create a collection. Like, I think, is that Etsy? Do they still do that? You create or Shopify.
Shopify has collections.
Shopify. So you'll be able to create a collection of items and then give it a name. So if you sell lenses and focal sticks, you can put all the lenses in one collection and call it lenses. And you can put all the focal sticks in one collection and call it focal sticks, and then tie those to menus on your storefront. So when people come and visit your storefront, they can see two little menus that say lenses and focal sticks. And you can hover over them and drop down and have subcategories. And you guys can decide entirely on your storefront how to organize your products outside of the hierarchy that we've created for product organization, which is really exciting. I think that's a super cool feature. It was something that was really important for me to have for launch. It's not quite done yet, but it's coming. It's a very, very heavy DevOps on that, but it's definitely coming. So
Did you say launch or lunch?
Lunch.
I think you're hungry.
And we're the last thing. This is the very last thing. Two more things. Customers that are logged in should be able to edit reviews. So customers can't edit reviews right now, which that seems like a big deal, right? So we're trying to get customers the ability to edit their reviews, hopefully to increase their rating after receiving something like good customer service, and then we're reorganizing the vendor backend links. So when you log into your vendor portal, The way that things are organized right now is just nonsense. It doesn't make any sense to me or the guys or anyone who's used it. It's pretty terrible. So Kyle and I sat down, or was it you and me, Matt? I can't even tell you two apart anymore. Sat down and
we're both really good looking.
made like a huge flow chart up on how to, I think it was Kyle, on how to have those back end links organized so that's a little more intuitive for you guys. So that's coming as well.
Scott? I don't know either. I don't even know.
Remember I did it in Photoshop? We had all the bubbles and we said, this is not a visual representation. Just
I think that it was Kyle, but Kyle thinks it might have been me.
I think that I sat there and did it alone and just imagined you guys.
He probably had like Wilson the volleyball and he's like, what do you think, Cal?
I mean, I could have just been on voice working through something. I'm like, yep, that sounds good.
Great.
That's probably true.
That is it.
For
so
those
that's
of
it.
you that don't get it, like you really do get in the zone working on this kind of thing. And like today, apparently Kyle was in the StreamYard for like 5 minutes watching me. I was just like typing. I was like jamming out to Andrew WK. Like literally I was, and he like sent me a thing like, Matt, I'm watching you type. And I was like, what the fuck? Oh,
It's so weird.
Hi. Yeah, pretty much.
So, do you guys have comments on anything that's been done, is going to be done?
I will say, I'll say a few things. I basically set up my vendor shop this week. Like I actually, my second one, because the first one was from like a year ago or something like that. So got it set up. It honestly was pretty intuitive. I'm glad that we got to sit there because I know Alex and I made it together, or Kyle might have been there too. I don't know. Some of us were there working, and literally we kind of knocked out a couple. Like we actually saw a couple of flaws too that needed to get worked on, and they were weird. Like not everybody's going to experience them. That like maybe like 2% of people would, but we were still able to catch them. And so that's why we're doing. We're going to talk about the rollout in a minute with the soft opening and everything. But
yeah, that's next.
That's the whole point of what we're going to be talking about soon. Is it's still not flawless, but that's the whole point. Is it's like 98% there. And the little things are what we need you guys to help us find. So
over the next 4 weeks.
Right. And that's where Cubing had just said, I need to get in there and figure some stuff out. And one thing too, I don't have a tax number, just my social security number. We'll talk about that in a minute, probably. But get in there.
We won't, but you can use a social security number. You're still going to get 1099. So
yeah, and that's the thing. So, but my whole thing I was going to say is don't be afraid. Like if you're somebody who's sitting there, because like I hate filling out that kind of stuff. But it was literally 5 minutes to fill that in, especially if you have like the autofill stuff. It just went bloop, dumped in. I had to wait for Alex or Kyle, one of you two, press the button for me, and then it was like, "Congrats, you're a vendor." And that was it.
Yeah.
So. It's really simple, really easy.
And speaking of that, the founder's plan, which we talked about the benefits of having last week, will only be available for 2 more days at this point. You have Wednesday and Thursday. Friday morning, when the lot of you wake up, it will be gone. It will not be available anymore, and there won't be exceptions made, and it's not coming back. So if you haven't already signed up for some weird reason, go do it now and lock in the vendor or the founder's plan while it's there. It's the only plan there right now. You can't mess it up. Like it's so easy. So make sure you get in on that. 2 more days. Kyle, did you have anything to add?
No.
Okay.
You hit everything.
No. Kyle's like, no. All right.
I had to process that for a minute. Yeah, you hit everything between this episode and last episode.
Good.
We have some questions we can hit on.
Take a little breather for you
there. We will answer the questions before I get to rollouts, but I have a list of important reminders that I told myself I would read, so I'm going to read those really quick. Cool. Then we'll do questions, then we'll do the rollout. Okay? Reminder number 1, now is the time to add or re-add your product listings. If you have not added all or any of your product listings, now is the time to do so. If you somehow have not heard, the database containing product listings was reset, which means all vendors are required to re-upload their listings if they want to participate in launch. If you have already heard about this, no, it did not happen again. This is just a reminder for those who haven't heard. So please check your listings and see what's there, what isn't, what needs to be added. Okay. Number 2, vendor logo image and cover photo sizes have changed. You can find this on both the Facebook vendor group, the MakerREMIX vendor group. I am fairly certain I posted it on the LMA, and a couple other places too, including downloads to Photoshop templates, where you can literally just open them in Photoshop and it's the perfect size and you just do it. But if you are a manual kind of person, profile images are required to be exactly 500 pixels by 500 pixels. And we recommend JPEGs for those. Cover photos are not required to be exactly this, but will be skewed if they do not match these dimensions. 3,100 pixels by 700 pixels. And they are very big. And that's because the website's built to support up to 4K displays. So it'll keep your banners looking nice and crisp. I hate when you go onto something like Facebook or YouTube and they compress the shit out of your banner images. It drives me nuts. So I just turned off all the compression for profile pictures and banner images. So you can have nice, crispy, sharp 4K images up on your vendor shop, because I know that really bugs me. Probably bugs you guys too. So again, profile 500 pics by 500 pics exactly. Cover recommended 3,100 by 700. Okay. Cover photos. This is just the text under that. Cover photos are designed to be high quality renders of the submitted graphics and support displays of up to 4K without scaling. If you prefer, Photoshop templates are attached to this email or message. That's the other thing. We emailed this to everybody too. If you'd rather use the templates, they are attached below. Hope that helps. 2 more to go. Reminder number 3. Product features are now active. I know we keep talking about this, but it's so important. Please make sure to fill out all applicable product features for your product. Product features are based on the category or categories you choose for your item and will help customers find you via filters. If your product features aren't filled out correctly, people won't be able to find you when they're using the filters to search. So it's really important. So make sure that you do it, and make sure you do it correctly. A lot of the pages can have very long lists of product features, but it makes a really big difference in discoverability. So if you want that, then I really recommend taking the time to do your product features. Last but not least, just in case you haven't heard, the Laser Everything Marketplace is now the MakerREMIX Market. That's because we're hoping to add some cool things that aren't laser related to the marketplace at some point, like 3D printers or desktop milling machines. So we went through a rebrand. All of your login information is exactly the same. Nothing on the website has changed as far as that goes. It's just a new URL. The new URL is market.makerremix, that's 2 R's, makerremix.com. Again, no data has been lost or changed. Everything is right where you left it. Simply scroll down to the vendor portal button and click it, and you can log in with your existing credentials. That is all the important reminders that I had typed up. So with that out of the way, you guys can roll on to the questions, and I'll shut up.
By the way, Kyle, I don't know if you noticed, but like 7 or 8 comments with questions in them didn't post from Facebook over to our thing. So it's all good.
Huh?
What?
I got it. Like the StreamYard, it didn't match. It doesn't match up with Facebook. Like 7 questions went.
Facebook?
It
Not
doesn't,
Facebook.
It doesn't
YouTube.
work that way.
I know. I'm tired. I'm like you right now. It's all right.
All right, well,
There's like 5 or 6 questions. When we get to them, I'll jump.
We'll get there.
Say 'em.
We'll get
yeah.
there.
Okay.
There you go.
I'm ready.
Tired. All right. Kyle, you
All
got
right,
them started up.
First question from Cuban Crack. Can we sell vector files? Yes, it's encouraged. There's a section specifically for selling digital files and digital products like coaching, vector files, artwork, etc. I noticed you also said a question about selling a custom Monopoly vector file. And that brings up a good point. Only sell stuff that you have the rights to sell. Because if you don't, you're risking your marketplace account and also getting sued by whoever owns the rights to that trademark. So
if I was going to do it, like, wink, nudge, like, let's say, you know how custom Monopoly game pieces are really popular?
Yeah.
I would be like, custom game piece for game with Monocle Man.
But you know what I would do? I was thinking too, instead of having the word Monopoly on it, you could keep the board, you could keep everything else, but like instead of Boardwalk Place, change it to like Our First Date or something like that, like names of places. And that's like, so you could sell the thing without all of the naming on it, so that whoever decides to take that file can manipulate it and customize it to like actually make that a really cool custom piece, and it'd sell for way more, because why wouldn't you? Like, that's such an easy thing to do. It's a really cool idea.
So whatever you do, just
page,
make sure you have the rights to it.
We have digital products and services, and vector artwork is literally a category here. And I don't believe there's anything in it.
No.
Nope, empty. The world is yours. So
you can also sell complete project files too.
I guess
so
you could say they would have a monopoly.
Yes, you could say that.
Poor Kyle.
Gulf Coast asked, "Hey Alex, will the marketplace allow for optional personalization?"
Yeah, sure. I don't see why not. You could probably do that now. We could build a product.
Yeah, it's not something I've personally tested, just because it's not something I anticipated on. But
yeah, we'd use options for that. So, does he give any examples of what kind of personalization he's?
I'm pretty sure for the jigs they make and the work holding stuff they make, they put company names and like for who's ordering it.
Oh, sure. So like they would want to add like a basic text field.
Yeah.
All right, Matt, I'm using your account because I don't know where mine is.
All right. For those of you who are looking at the two things that I have created, one is called both of these. And the other option is all of these. Or all
and Shveddy balls.
Yep, that's the SNL classic Shveddy balls. It's a family tradition.
Shveddy. All right, so we're gonna create a new product.
Could you please cup my Shveddy balls?
We're gonna name this like, I don't know, what do they make? Like wallet fixtures. Okay, we're gonna add a category. So here's that new list. I really like this list because it makes it really easy to hone in on exactly where your stuff belongs. So I don't remember if it's parts or equipment. It's equipment. So if we drop down equipment, we can find laser accessories right there. And then we've got laser fixtures and jigs. Go ahead and check that box. Boom, saved. Great. We want a picture of our product. So we can just use, I don't know, this is a cute picture of me and Kyle. So we can drop that in. We don't want people to cancel it. We do need to give it a price. So we'll say $10 for this bad boy. And we'll give it a SKU. And if we wanted to put it on sale, we could set the list price to something higher than the price. So like, 15, and it would show up on sale, but that's neither here nor there at the moment. And we are done. So we'll hit create. That's way up here in the top right corner. We're going to hit create. And now we want to add something custom, right? So if we want to add an option for people to get something custom done, we're going to go to options and we're going to create or link an existing option. There's nothing found. So we're going to add an option. Let's say company name. Okay. So it'll say add company name. Boom. And we're just going to go ahead and toss that in. Name, company name, variants. Okay. So this isn't how this works. Company name is not something we can just, blue, green, yellow. So if we come into advanced option creation, down here under variants, actually, let me go back, general, type right here. We can do text, which is a single line of text, or text area, which is like a paragraph text box. So here's just the company name. So we can go ahead and select text. You can enter a comment to appear below the option, which is nice. So enter your company name above. We can require it. So we want this absolutely needs to be filled out before somebody makes a purchase. You can go ahead and check that as required. This is the inner hint. So this is something that's going to actually show up inside the box. So we could say, enter. We could call this my company, right? And then I believe we are done. We can go ahead and hit create. What? Okay. What?
I was going to say, do the drop down for the type again. I was going to show emphasis on the fact that instead of just text, you can also do files. So you can ask them to upload a logo file.
Yeah.
Because I did see he says they also allow them to do logos.
So let's create a new option. One. Yeah. So we will call this company logo. Okay. And we're going to add that. And again, it's not just something we can add simple variants for. So we're going to come to advanced. And I'll show you guys what this looks like on the front end as well. And we're going to drop our type down here and we can select file under description, right? This is a high quality file of your company logo. At least 500 by 500 pixels, JPEG, PNG, AI, EPS, whatever.
And then you will inevitably get a picture from a phone of a business card that they found underneath a pizza box.
That's the way it is. So comment, we can enter a comment here too. So honestly, we could probably just put this in the comment section as well. We can mark this required. And here we go. Check this out. Allowed extensions. It's actually already thought of that for us. So
nice.
It says leave this field empty to allow uploading of all file types or input allowed extensions separated by comma. So we can simply do .jpeg, .png, .ai, yep,
.svg,
.svg. Okay. Hush. For so I'm just going to change this so it makes more sense for raster images. And you can set a file size limit as well. So that's nice. It looks like it is in kilobytes. So 100 would be 100 kilobytes. And you can also enable multi-upload so they can upload more than one file at a time. All very cool. Very, very cool stuff that they have built in here that works very well right out of the gate. So how is this all going to look? Well, let's go find out. So we're going to hit save up here again in the top right corner to save those changes. You can click the cog and click preview, and it'll take you right to the listing on the storefront. So here it is. Here's your company. You can see enter your company name above. Then it gives you the hint text, my company, right? So here I'd put laser, caps lock, laser everything. Okay. And then company logo. Hovering over this question mark says, there's our comment. This is a high quality file of your company logo, at least 500 by 500 pixels, JPEG, PNG, AI, EPS. It's marked required, and we can upload. Again, it's reminding us at least 500 by 500 pixels for raster images, and we can go ahead and upload a file. So we will upload this one that Willie sent me, and we can go ahead and add it to the cart. So we'll add to cart and checkout, blah, blah, blah. The rest is the same. So allowing for customizations, this is kind of the point, is absolutely something that you can do right now. So hopefully that answers your question and covers what you wanted to know. Obviously, that was a very fast run through, and we can go more in depth about that kind of stuff in the vendor tutorial series, which I'll be working on now that things are mostly where they're going to be. I kind of stopped for a little while because, the developers were catching up with our requirements, and now we're mostly caught up. So I feel like I can start working on that again. So hopefully that's what you wanted. It was sorry for the long answer.
He says, thank you very much. So I think you hit the nail on the head.
Okay, great.
We Do Widget says, anyone else working on getting their marketplace set up? Yes, and I hope all of you are taking this opportunity to get a founder's account set up because you have a limited chance left to do it. Which leads me to the next question. Chad Castle says, who can sell vector files, artwork, and project files? Who can do this? Everyone. As long as you own what you're selling and you have the explicit rights to do so, you can do that.
Yeah, sure.
It's open to everyone in the community. If you want to sell to other makers, it's for you. Let's see.
Here you can see, again, I'm just showcasing this really quick. Digital products and services, raster artwork, vector artwork, 3D files, DIY fixture files, project files, equipment rental, photo and video services, art and design services, laser coaching, stock photos, stock video, literally everything we could think of. It's there, and I'm hoping to see this fill up rather quickly. So if you have even an inkling of an urge to jump in on this and just kind of sell off some of the work that you've created that has worked well for you, sitting right there. Get after it.
To mix things up, non-marketplace related, Corey says, listening to the podcast for a while, great catching you guys live. Good to have you. Still looking to buy a laser still, thinking of an Atom Stack A5 Pro M50 and a rotary table. Would this be a good starter laser? A rotary table is usually a rotary with a platform on it for objects to rotate flat underneath the laser versus just a standard rotary, which would rotate like a mug or a cup.
Like this guy.
Yeah, like that would lay flat and circle 8 or 10 cards underneath the laser. I don't think they do rotary tables for diode lasers.
The Chuck rotary, like if the rotary that he's talking or that you might be thinking about is like this is a Chuck rotary, or the roller rotary, and then this would be the attachment that goes onto it.
Which they do have standard rotaries for the Atom Stack. Right. So just want to differentiate that just in case you needed something like a rotary table. I don't think the Atom Stack will be compatible with that. You need something a little more beefy.
I also don't think something like a rotary table is going to add a lot of efficiency to something that's running at the speed of a diode.
Oh, they just corrected it. Yeah, they said, sorry, I meant a standard rotary attachment.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, that's a good starter laser, especially if you're, space confined. If I'm not mistaken, that's
or broke.
Yeah,
I've known people
that
have made enough money with diode lasers to buy CO2 lasers or fiber lasers. It's not impossible. It's absolutely not impossible. Totally
especially with slate coasters and other like smaller objects like that, where you can put a few of them together and knock out like 4 at a time.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You buy them for $5 for 4 and sell them for 20 for 4.
I'm going to push you guys because we still have to do the rollout schedule.
Yep. Is the founders thing still an option, or did I miss it? You did not miss it.
2 days.
2.
As of recording this on the 29th of August, 2023 at 9:43 p.m., you have 2 days.
And
essentially,
can I jump in with it? This is right about where those questions were coming from that I said didn't match up.
Whip it.
Yeah. So they're all about using a social security number or an EIN. So really quick. Oh, okay. Whoops. Then I guess you can go for it. But long story short, yes, you can use a social security number. You don't have to have an EIN. If you've got like a sole prop and you want to use your social security, you can use it too. Either way, you will get a 1099. There you go. Which Alex kind of talked about, but it's all there.
Yeah.
Anyone can get an EIN. You should probably just do it. But neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Adding into that, Gulf Coast says, Kyle, what about entering a sales tax number? You aren't collecting sales tax. We are. As the marketplace, so you don't have to worry about collecting or remitting sales tax.
So nice.
As a legal thing at least in the United States, within the United States, the marketplace that you sell through that collects the money on your behalf and then forwards you the money as a 1099, we have to collect sales tax and remit it to the state.
I don't think that's what the question was asking. I think they were saying, can they use that number on like a W-9? And the answer is no.
No, because that's for remitting sales tax.
That will not. Yeah, that would your W-9 would bounce. That would be fraud. So don't do that. Social security number or employer identification number, please.
Yep. Cuban says also I don't. Go ahead.
Sorry, this is just it's relevant. I don't even know how to read that. EIN and SSN are both not a thing in Australia. Other alternatives. Congratulations. You don't pay the United States income tax, so you don't need to worry about this at all. When you sign up for a vendor account, there are two options. One of them is to fill out a W-9, and the other is to sign the International Vendor Agreement, which just says that you're not in the United States doing business from within the country. As long as that is true, you can just fill out the International Vendor Agreement, send it in to us, and you're done. That you don't have to literally worry about a single other thing. So very, very easy for you.
That'd be same thing for Frank Taylor.
That also means you need to read that agreement and make sure you understand it.
Yeah, it's very simple. It's like 3 sentences. I mean, honestly. So just, both everybody that's not in the U.S., you're checking International Vendor Agreement.
I swear that I don't live here. Sign.
Yeah, that's it. That's literally it. So go check that out. Very, very, very simple.
Also relevant, Cuban says, I don't have a website working on that right now. Is it okay if I put something else like my Facebook for the URL? Yes, we do require a URL. If you don't have a website, you could literally put google.com there. You could put your Facebook business profile. It could be anything as long as it's appropriate.
Please.
Yeah, I mean, you're linking this to your business. You want it to be professional, right? So, yes, it could be anything. That's fine. Beam it up. What should I do if my stuff is still in China or in the middle of the Pacific? I'm assuming you're referring to the stuff you want to sell.
Ooh, I know.
Don't list it until you're ready to sell it.
Ooh, but you can actually make the post now, have it as not active, and that way when they get here, it's just click of a button.
Yep.
So just saying.
That also gives you an opportunity to take some really good product photos.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Wilson says, I can't log in with the new URL. A reset does not work. The password reset does not work, and autocomplete does not work with the new URL.
Email support at makerremix.com with your name, your email address, the last known login credentials that you used, and either myself, Kyle, or Matt will get you sorted.
Yep.
Mike
C says, I would recommend an auto response email after vendor applies saying you've received. Yep, that's already in effect.
It was recently
prior to this week. The email system has been up and down, up and down, up and down. So if in the case it was down and the devs were working on it when you applied, or when something changed, or when a notification was supposed to be sent to you, that is the reason why you did not receive a notification of that. And also why we encouraged everyone to reach out if you were waiting on something and did not receive a reply.
Additionally, for a myriad of reasons, we just upgraded our hosting from shared to VPS, which solved a great many issues for us and is much faster and better at things simple mail transfer protocols. So the email system should be ironed out now.
And Sam also had the recommendation of check your spam folder. Yes, check your spam folder.
Please. Though I've been getting them lately not in my spam folder, which has been nice.
The first one was, and then when we fixed some stuff, like Kyle said, and they had done
I think the DKIM kicked in, and the emails are being validated now.
And now I'm getting stuff like, by the way, what's really nice too is my payment. So when I requested payments yesterday, that was one of the things we worked on, or I guess, was it this morning, yesterday? Whatever. Late at night. Basically, it's really cool because it gives you an email that says, hey, you've submitted it. And then when it's been approved, it sends me an email. And then it also says, hey, it's coming this day. And I bet you tomorrow when it hits my bank account, it will say you've received your payment or something like that. So it's very, you're going to get a lot of emails from it when you do that. So just a heads up, it keeps you informed.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'm looping back now. Can Canadians get an EIN? No, you're an international vendor at that point because you're not within the United States. So you need to pick the international option.
Yep.
And you already covered the one for Australia.
Yep.
There's one from Gulf Coast. How we all know what account to submit to for Texas for us as an example?
If you're talking about sales tax remission, so there's a whole thing that I'm not going to get into right now on the show called Nexus, which basically are certain sales requirements that you have to hit in a state in order to have to pay sales tax there at all. Because we're based in New York, we're automatically we have Nexus in New York. We're also remitting sales tax immediately to the states we have employees in, so Connecticut, Florida. But Texas, for example, I don't have to give them a dime until we hit $200,000 worth of sales. And then I can register for a sales tax ID with them, and we'll just start paying them directly. So we have software that does all that for us. We are keeping track of our sales. When we hit the threshold, we'll start giving Texas money. But very simple, and it doesn't involve you at all.
Say nothing changes for the user.
Nothing changes for you. That's entirely our problem, and it sucks, but for us, but not for you at all in any way, and you'll never notice that anything has happened. So that's something we're managing in the back end. You definitely don't have to worry about it.
The difference is you're essentially getting paid as a 1099, doing services as a business. You're not being paid by a customer.
Right.
Think of it that way.
Business.
It's business to business sales. You're just directly sending the product to the customer.
Yep.
So you don't have to worry about sales taxes for sales through the website.
Look at this. I just used lost password and it worked properly.
Great. There you go.
Awesome. Whoop, whoop. Nice. That's what's up.
Good.
That's the automated
We're caught up. Before we get drowned in more questions, thank you guys for asking them. They're all very good questions. We're going to talk about the rollout schedule really quick before the end of the show. An hour flew by tonight. All right. So enough with reminders and questions. Let's talk about the rollout schedule. That's what you're here for. There will be 2 openings. I'm reading this off a script because I spent a lot of time writing it out and I want it to sound good. There will be 2 openings. First, there will be a soft launch where we will slowly allow small groups of people in over the course of 4 weeks so we're able to locate and rectify issues before they get out of hand. Each of these 4 weeks will introduce a larger group from our community. Second will be the grand opening, at which time we will open the doors to the public and begin actively advertising the market. So we're going to talk about the specific dates and details for each phase of the rollout now. Friday. That is this Friday, people. This Friday, September 1st, 2023, will be rollout week number 1. That's our private soft launch. At this time, we will encourage vendors to list small, inexpensive items and make purchases from one another. We may allow a very, very limited number of guests in to begin making small purchases. At this time, our site will be live. Any purchases that are made from this point on, so anytime after September 1st, will be the real deal and must be fulfilled. So these are not test purchases. You must fulfill orders placed after September 1st. Please keep that in mind. Friday, September 8th, 2023, rollout week number 2. This is the LMA soft launch. Week 2 will begin with week 2. Sorry, I need a new prescription. Week 2 will begin with us allowing in members from our supporter community, the LMA, to make purchases from our vendors. There are 3,000 members of the LMA, all of whom will be given access and purchasing permissions. Again, the site will be live. This is the first large group of customers to hit the market. Okay, so first large group, September 8th. Friday, September 15th, rollout week number 3, Discord soft launch. Week 3 will open the marketplace to our Discord community of 5,000 members. Additionally, by this time, we hope to have our Laser Everything MakerREMIX buying guide construction complete. So all applicable products within the buying guide will now link back to the marketplace to generate buzz and traffic. We hope to have eliminated 99.9% of bugs by this stage. And then the last week of the rollout, week number 4, will take place on September 22nd. The final phase of the soft launch will introduce our Facebook group of 10,000 members to the marketplace. Limited run ads will be placed on Facebook to generate some traffic and buzz. At this point, the entire Laser Everything community will have access to the market, and things should be ironed out and running smoothly at this time. That'll buy you guys about 1 more week of testing, and then a little over a week later, Sunday, October 1st, 2023, we will celebrate our grand opening. This is the end of the soft launch and the beginning of the MakerREMIX market in laser engraving history. At this time, all barriers to entry will be removed. Shopping at the Remix Market will be a bug-free experience. Unlimited run ads will run on both Facebook and Google to generate consistent traffic. So that's the plan, guys. Again, check your email if you haven't already. This is written out. I did also post this in the Facebook group for vendors. So if you're not in that, you can type in MakerREMIX vendor group and it will come up. You can also sign up for the MakerREMIX social network, which is our new social network experiment. It's very cool. MakerREMIX.com. And you can find all of this information in print in both of those places, in the respective vendor groups. So make sure that you join one of those. But that's it, guys. So we've got 4 weeks coming up where we are trying to break stuff. We're looking for problems. We want to get them fixed before we crack the doors open. The sooner the better, right? I'd rather not wait until Facebook week to find out that there's a massive issue, but that's what it's there for. And if all goes according to plan and we can stay on top of the tickets, we are looking at a grand opening of October 1st. So we did it.
Just in time.
We're here.
Quarter.
Yep, just in time. Well, it's a touch late, but it's fine. It's better than another year of delays. Yeah. So I'm really excited. We've worked on this for a very, very long time. It's been like over 2 years, I think, at this point that we've been working on this from like an idea egg. And
I feel like you're like Willy Wonka and this is your chocolate factory. And there's just there's always going to be something weird going on in the background. I'm like,
yeah, I need to make sure that I trip on my way out, into like the roll. And I'm
straight up old school Gene Wilder.
Yeah, definitely. So that's it. That's the big announcement. Again, I know that was a lot of information. It's all in writing in multiple places for you guys where you should be already. So make sure you go find those things out in the ether so you can participate in that. But bottom line, guys, get your shops ready. We're going. This is it.
It's game time. Put your game faces on.
Get your game faces on.
Coming up that's really cool. The LMA events, man. Those
True.
Things are coming out. Like that's something that is happening this month.
Yeah, I'm doing Lasered Live is happening like a day after the soft launch.
Yeah,
because that's my life. So if you guys want to hang out with me live, it will be like this. Matt and Kyle may or may not be here, but I will certainly be here, probably in a lab coat, and you guys will be here because it's a Google Meet. So you'll actually be in the call and can talk and interact, and we're gonna, I don't know, set something on fire and
do stuff together.
Give me cancer. So that'll be great. Coming up after that, I believe, is Business Body with Matt Bodiford. That'll be the following Saturday. And then after that, I'm doing a photo video class. So if you want to learn how cameras work and you want to take nice product photos and make videos to, accentuate your brand and kind of get out online, I'm really good at that. So we can learn about that together. That'll be the following Friday. I believe there's a break Saturday, and then there'll be the following Friday. LaserEverything.net/events. Okay. And then click on the view event schedule button. They're all there. After that, Boyce may or may not actually do something. I don't know. I haven't talked to Boyce. Where the fuck?
Yeah, he's scheduled. So Boyce, and I know Kyle
30th,
answered it
I think.
Yeah, Kyle answered it before you got in because you were watching.
It's the last Saturday of September, I believe.
Yeah, it is 30th. September 30th, the last Saturday. He's going to be doing that. And tonight, he is working on, he's got a huge Labor Day event, which I think he talked about in the last few episodes of the podcast. Their big event at the Bluff, which is like a really big money, big ticket item thing, is happening Monday of this week coming up. So basically he's prepping because it's this weekend.
So what I'm hearing is Boyce has violent diarrhea.
Basically, his laser is just exploding out diarrhea creations. It's like he's just working hard.
1, 2, 3 super chats from Laura. Thank you, Laura, very much.
My goodness.
As always. Miranda coming in clutch with the links here, guys. LaserEverything.net/events with info about the events, and LaserEverything.net/event calendar for the specific dates and links. Those links are live to the events. where you can get signed up and kind of RSVP for those. It does not give you the link unless you RSVP. So looking at it won't do you anything. Make sure you check the little RSVP button. If you're a member of the LMA, you will have access to that. Woohoo! Let's make some money and help our fellow creators. That was the goal. Bro. So we're gonna give it our all. Shipping price, where to add on the listing.
After you create the initial
55
the
minutes?
First page of the
Up at
listing,
the tab.
Yeah, you get a whole nother set of tabs after your initial first page listing part is filled out.
Yeah.
So up at the top, after you submit that first page, you'll see a shipping tab.
Also, before we close out, I do have something I want to show you guys really quick that I found out that is annoying. And I'm going to have this fixed at some point, but in the meantime, it is kind of vital. So if we go to vendor settings, I think. Yes, and shipping methods. This is all of the shipping methods that you could put for all of your products. And free shipping is not checked by default in here. So even if you have a product and in that product you set free shipping to active, if free shipping is not checked in this list, it will not show up. I hope that makes sense. So even if you have a product and you said, make this product free shipping, if you didn't activate free shipping in your vendor settings, it will not show up. Okay, so make sure you come into your vendor settings. If you plan on offering free shipping, select shipping methods and go ahead and check this box right here that says free shipping, save your changes.
That's really important because if you're sitting there thinking, well, I wasn't planning on doing that anyways, if you ever upload a digital item, you need that.
Right.
So like if you ever, even if it was something that you were giving away for free, the free shipping thing, otherwise it creates a whole thing. So but he's going to fix it anyways. So
it also applies to flat rate. So if you're trying to sell something with flat rate shipping and you assign a flat rate shipping rate to the product in My Products and check the flat rate shipping button, it will not offer the customer flat rate shipping unless you have it activated in this menu as well. So it's not just for free shipping. It's for any of these things. They just won't show up if they're not checked in this menu. So this is turning them on or off for your entire account before moving on to, product by product. So make sure you come in here and look at this during setup. I'll include more about this while we're filming the vendor kind of setup tutorial video. There's already a link to that entire series, including all of the live streams that we've done on the topic of the marketplace, down in the description right now. So you can go click that and check it out. Watch how things have evolved. Check out updates on the MakerREMIX network. If you guys aren't over there, go sign up, MakerREMIX.com. It's absolutely free. It's got a very familiar Facebook style feed. We have forums. We've got a wiki. As soon as marketplace development is wrapped up, we're dumping full-time development into that to try to get that kickstarted and going, because that needs a lot of TLC and elbow grease. So if you want to be part of that from the bottom floor, go sign up for that. It doesn't cost a dime, MakerREMIX.com. But for now, I think that's all we've got. We're at 58 minutes. I did get a new dog.
If you want to plow through them,
we'll plow through them. Plow while I pull up a picture.
You pull up a picture of your dog.
I'm doing it.
Vince says, how about shipping to US only? So I can understand why you would want to have like domestic only on some stuff. Put it in the description. As of right now, there isn't a way to gate it. But you can leave a note on it. Yeah. If somebody buys it after you make sure it's clear.
I don't know if that's true. I know that's important to you, Vince. Talk to me about it on MakerREMIX. Let me do a little more dig. I think that we can set
limits,
regions, which are by default worldwide, but I believe you can set ship to regions that will negate anything that hasn't been selected, and I haven't messed with it. So before we speak on this, I want to do a little more research. You know where to find me, Vince. We'll talk more about that.
As a backup,
soon.
I would still put it in the description just in case something goes wrong with like geolocation or something crazy. But
yeah.
All right. Next up, You guys have to approve my account in the vendor before getting set up, right? Yeah. So after your account gets approved, you'll get an activation email. In that activation email, you'll be prompted to basically get set up with a login, get set up with a password. You can log into your account. Then you can submit everything in terms of documentation and confirmations. And then you're let into your profile where you can do all your updates, get set up, start doing product listings, customize your profile, etc. Is Miranda going to let me sell knives? I don't know if we have a final verdict on knives.
I think so, but it's your responsibility
for shipping
to
and
make sure that you're only shipping to places that allow knives in the mail. Because I know New York's a real bastard about it, and they are not the only state, and they will come after you if you do that wrong. They don't. It's not a lenient thing. So
that's like a federal mail thing.
Yeah. So just be careful. Don't make a big fuss about it. I'm pretty sure that you can, but use your best judgment. I'm approving your vendor docs right now, Willie, and Prints and Planks, I think it was. I just approved yours as well. Congratulations. You are all set. And we have a couple vendors pending approval. Let's see. Be Engraved. Founders Plan. Congratulations. You got it. And Outer Bands Laser. Congratulations. Welcome aboard. There you go.
We Do Widget says, where do we change the 10-day return policy? If I'm not mistaken, that is when you go into your profile. It's one of the tabs along the top. It's a personalization option. It's literally a text input. I'll see if I can pull it up.
I'll make a thread in MakerREMIX, makerremix.com. If you're not already there, go sign up. I will make a thread asking what topics you guys want covered in the video tutorial series, because I'm going to start knocking those out. They're real short. I don't know if you've watched any of them yet, but they are literally 2 to 3 minute. Like, just I'm sitting at the computer,
one was
and
3.5 minutes.
Yeah. So I will ask you guys in a thread over there what videos you want me to make as part of that series, and we will cover these things specifically, because a lot of them are going to take more time than we have. We're already over time today. The last thing before we go is my pepperoni. This is,
oh my god, look at
my
that.
new doggy. Yeah, meet Luna. How cute is she, right?
She's only 3 weeks old, guys.
She's got a little, this is like a lab snout, and she's got a little hound in the eyes, just a little bit, and she's got the like body of a pit. It's a weird mix, but she's very cute. Very cute.
Cutie patootie.
Yep. Anyway, that's it, guys. That's all I've got time for. I need to go take care of that dog right now, because I left Miranda up there alone, not only with all the kids like I always do, but a dog too. Now,
I got one more thing.
Spit it out, dude. Spit it out. Let's go.
I was going to say, if you are in the path of the hurricane that's coming like I am, make sure you guys unplug your lasers tonight before you go to bed. Make sure you set up anything that's going to block water from coming in. Any of those things that will help keep your business safe, make sure you do them. Unplug stuff and keep them off the ground. In case
know where your documents are.
I was going to say, keep all of your electrical items far off the ground.
So that was it. I was just going to say, take 1 minute to make sure you be safe, and hopefully, we'll say a prayer for you guys too.
True that. Unplug everything.
Yeah. Like
literally.
I'm here doing this right now on UPS, and I've got the modem on UPS just in case. So I could have like 2 minutes to run in and shut stuff down. So anyways, that's it. Be safe, guys.
Yep. Be chill. Be cool. Get an umbrella, and don't be thirsty. We love you. Thank you for watching or listening to another episode of the Laser Source Podcast. We'll be back hopefully next week with some good news about the soft launch and how it's going, and some maybe survivor stories from Florida, specifically from you, Matthew. And that's all I've got. So thank you so much for listening and watching. I'll see you guys on the marketplace, and we will see you guys all in the next one. Have a great night. And yes, you can use your OnlyFans link for the account.